It's just better. Just assume you have it. Just assume you have COVID.
Can we hear this?
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You have Mark on audio.
Yeah, you got that's the boys. That's the
Ego.
Hudkins twins. At your request.
Nice. All right.
Right. Okay. Are we streaming?
I don't see anything yet.
Oh shit.
No, wait, no. You were live.
Oh, it
Yep.
just went live.
Just went live.
Yep.
Golf ball, anyone? Things I haven't done this year. Played golf.
Right.
That's a sad, sad state of affairs.
We played with your balls.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I play with my balls all the time. That's a different story. It's, of course, for medical reasons. I'm checking. You know, you have to
Of
check
course,
things out.
yes. Uh-huh. Right.
Everything's for science, Kim. Remember this, including cyberpunk.
Right.
Okay.
Food physics and all, I know.
Interestingly, we're live, but there's a white background.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been using that white background now for about 2 months.
Maybe I should mute this.
There's a white background.
It's funny. I
Hi.
muted my phone, but my media is on a separate thing. I haven't been paying attention to it. I've only been listening to your episodes audio-wise. I never actually watched
changed.
the show.
You've got
live.
a very classy picture frame now. It's a proper
You
picture
do.
frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been streamlined.
Very nice. Yeah.
And Santa.
And Santa.
Santa, yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Santa. Let's go. Let's do
Okay,
this.
just 1 second.
Ho,
1 second.
ho, ho.
Just let me kill this here.
I mean, technically, I think we're live anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I just want to see the chatties. Hello, it is me. Okay.
Well, I'm the only one in the chat, so that's good, you know.
You're not alone, Kim.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly?
I think we're just getting started.
Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
All right, we are live. It is December 20th, 2020. This is episode 610 of your Overseas Connection podcast. And my name's Greg DeLacy. I am your host today. I am also joined by two fabulous individuals. Kim Woods joining me today.
Fabulous.
Kim, hello.
Wow. Hello. Howdy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Oh, good. Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain.
You,
I mean, we're not
you're
ass
looking.
deep in snow, and you know.
Well, we'll get
stuff,
into it
so.
in a little bit, but I have questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Questions?
Oh, yeah. There's questions coming. Always questions. Also on the podcast today, looking quite the, I don't want to say pixelated mess, but pixelated mess. We love you, Robin. Robin Tate on the podcast. Robin, how are you today?
Well, the first stage of learning to love someone is to learning to love yourself, Greg. So, you really do love me. Because
I do love you,
Yeah.
Mr. Roboto.
Yeah. Oh, no, I can't be. When you listen to the recording,
You can
I was
be.
not roboto. I'm robotoed for you guys for some reason, but not on the recording. It's weird.
That, you know what? That is the beauty of OBS technology, recording and doing its wonders of not capturing what we get on the live stream. But that's okay.
It's funny.
We still can understand you.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about Eric Piotrowski, and I know that's a strange thing
Yes.
for me to do, but I remember his frustration at something similar to this, where there seemed to be a delay in the Skype recording with you guys in America. So maybe I'll have to have a chat with him without hitting him to find out what he did to correct that. So
there might be. We might even have to go technology-wise to a different platform. So that could be another route we go. Who knows?
No.
But
no, it's a future.
Change is tough. But hey, if you are listening to this, and we hope you are, whether it be live, whether it be on audio, we appreciate it. Just know we will be back on Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. in the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 3 p.m. hanging out with Kim in the Central Time Zone. And, of course, we are every weekend broadcasting. We might be taking next weekend off. I don't know officially yet because this year the holidays are kind of giving us a window to be able to podcast. So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. That will be up to what we decide and, of course, all spouse input as well. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We're on Stitcher. We're on Apple. Any place you can get the podcast where you think you'd want to get the podcast, with the exception of Mixer, because that, boys and girls, is no longer a thing, sadly. Anyway, all right. Let's do a quick happy birthday wish to the upcoming birthdays of the week. And the biggest, most important birthday to give out a shout out for is our very own Mr. Richard Munford Webster. Robin, play him a song.
You gotta admit that was fun.
Yeah, happy birthday, Richard, coming up. When's that? On Christmas Eve?
Yes.
About me.
Yeah, I think he's finally 18.
Yeah. He just never looks like he's any older. No,
I know.
right?
The man has perpetually a young glow about him, which, look, I'm jealous.
Right.
Yeah.
There must be a secret there somewhere.
Possibly. Maybe he's living right within the fountain of youth. Anyway, happy birthday, Rich. We hope you get everything you want, plus a little extra, and you don't get screwed over by having your birthday right on the eve of Christmas. Robin, I think we should do some stories. Let's do some story time.
Hooray, story time. Hooray, story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
There we go.
All right, story time. There are multiple things I want to ask about, but I think the one I have to ask first and foremost, Kim, what happened to the top of your head? Big change here. I don't think I've seen you have a haircut this short before.
No, I've had it this short before. It's just been a long freaking time.
Maybe it's been a long time. Yeah. Okay.
Are you trying to tell us something? Well, it's okay.
No. Other than I got tired of my long hair getting in my face and everything else, and I thought, you know what? Fuck it, chop it off.
Okay.
I mean, like
so normally,
normally
the women, when they get their hair cut super short, it's usually in prep for summertime, because they want they don't want the it's hot. They don't want the hair in the back of their neck. They just they want the coolness. Wintertime is an unusual time to get the short haircut.
Well, we should know this by now. I am slightly unusual, so
it's not.
I was never one to go with the crowd, so why not?
It looks.
Thank you.
Well done on the haircut. What else been going on in your life besides getting rid of half your head?
Well, let's see. I realized I almost goofed. I was laying in bed here the other morning, and I realized that when we drew names for Christmas, Dad also drew a name, and whoever that was, I hadn't bought a Christmas present for yet. Well, come to find out, he drew the name of my youngest brother, and so I hadn't bought him a Christmas present yet, and here it is, 5 days before Christmas or whatever, so that was interesting. I don't know why it slipped my mind. I guess because I'm used to buying Christmas presents for everybody anyway, and we did it differently this year, and for some odd reason, I guess I thought Dad didn't draw a name, so I had to make an emergency Christmas gift buying spree. I ended up getting a $50 gift card to Home Depot, so I think that'll work. So, other than that, some more Christmas stuff. Tony had his Christmas program the other night, and because of COVID, of course, they weren't letting very many people in, so they had it on YouTube, so we could watch from the comfort and safety of our house, which was kind of nice. Because, I mean, if you've got kids and have to go to one of those Christmas programs and, like, the school gym is full and everybody's hot and, you know, if you've got a lot of kids and you know, you're going to sit there for at least 3 hours. So it was kind of nice to be able to sit there, watch his little group get up there and do their little song and dance and whatever, and then that was it. I could turn off YouTube and go cook supper. I didn't have to worry about, you know, trying to wade through the masses to get the front door, get out, and all that stuff. So that was kind of nice.
So this is likely the first tangible benefit of homeschooling I think we've seen. You know, yeah, I can see the benefits of this whole YouTube watching the play instead of having to be there.
Right.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Exactly. And I mean, and it was funny because we were sitting there watching it, and of course they were up really high, so you couldn't really see all the kids' faces real clear. But it took me and Dad like 5 seconds to find Anthony because he's like the biggest kid in his 2nd grade class. So we're like, and I'm not talking fat. The kid's just tall. I mean,
right.
So we're sitting there, we're looking, and we're like, yep, there's Anthony. He's right there. He's on the end. Sure enough, I got a hold of my sister, and I'm like, was that Anthony and this and that? And yep, that was him. I'm like, good. We can pick him out of a crowd from 5,000 feet.
Are you having kiddies plays and stuff for your little man, Greg, this year? Because none of that is happening at all this year here.
No, yeah, we don't, and typically speaking, they don't do a lot of that kind of thing. But you know, they'll do like Halloween parades, that kind of thing. So you know, we do have moments of being involved with the school, but not to what you would expect at a kind of a normal level. So, but again, I'm okay with that kind of aspect of things, just because, like what Kim was saying, never a fan of that stuff. I don't want to sit in a hot auditorium having to watch an hour long of, you know, a couple kids screaming out songs that are horribly bad.
I think it's the best thing that's happened.
Yeah.
I haven't had to do it like 5 times at 5 different schools, Glenn's especially, because they do a big production every year, and the primary school does a big production every year. You know, the tea-towel heads and the whole thing. You know, and Mary doesn't look like much of a virgin. Anyway.
Kim, did you catch half that? I think I caught half that.
Part of it, yeah, bits and pieces came through.
What I took out of that, Robin, is you're excited that you haven't had to do it this year.
Yep.
Somebody's a virgin, I think.
Well, yes. At some point, we're all virgins, Kim. That's the way it works.
Well, I didn't know. Maybe he meant recently. I don't know. Maybe he's born again. I don't know.
Fair play. Kim, actually, I have a question for you, Kim, and only because I honestly didn't know siblings. So I have 2 older sisters. You at least have 1 younger brother. How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 younger brothers, and then I've got a younger sister. I'm the oldest. So
I did not know this. Okay.
Yeah, there's me, my brother Jim, who we call Tough because Jim is also my dad's name, and then there's sister Emily. So
sorry.
And then
sorry,
I believe there is on Robin's end.
Your brother. Did you say
Yes.
Stacy? He's called Stacy. What was your brother called?
Yes, my brother's name is Stacy, like Stacy Keach. You know, it's a family name. I had a great grandfather or something, a great uncle, and his name was Stacy. So he's named after him.
That's
Stacy Woods.
That's not a thing here. That's not a thing over here. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you guys get like Shannon?
Robin, which could also be a girl's name. So
when I phone America or I email America, they think I'm a robot, and they think I'm a girl. But you girls usually, frig's sake, what is going on with my bloody internet?
My town, his name is Kim. So
they usually start with a Y, ROBYN. Fuck hell. How the fuck can I get a good internet connection? Fucking hell.
Well, one, you really do need to keep your sons off the porn channels late at night.
It's only me.
I think that is part of the problem.
It's only me. I'm the only one that's on this 30 meg connection right now. This is completely closed loop. No one else is on it but me.
I don't
Famous last words. Yeah.
boy.
Uh,
Oh, and speaking of family, I'm going to have a new member to my family. My youngest brother Stacy and his wife are having a baby.
oh, well, there you
Colton
go.
is going to be a big brother. So yeah, which
Very
means I'll
good.
be babysitting until I'm 100.
All right, you guys are doing your part in adding to the population. That's good.
Well, I'm not. They are.
Well,
no.
family. Robin, I do believe you have a older brother.
Yes, and I'm going to talk, and you're going to nod as if you can hear me, and you're going to say yes every few seconds and laugh every now and again, okay? So yes, I do have an older brother. He is 10 years older, roughly 10 years older than me. So that makes him really, really old.
Okay.
That's strange. So and he's William. So he's William James. So he used up all of the family names, and I don't have a middle name. I'm just Robin Tate. I always felt I got as hard done by. I didn't have a middle name. In fact, my mother.
You don't actually have a middle name, Robin?
No. My mother and father didn't even name me. The midwife named me.
Wow.
Because I had bright red rosy cheeks, and the midwife called me her little Robin. And up until I
think I just discovered a new thing, Robin. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to come up with Robin's middle name.
Yeah.
This might be something to do for the end of year. We can take our time with this, make sure we come up with a proper, good middle name for Robin.
Please.
But I think Robin needs a middle name. This is almost criminal.
So, the
Kim, what
midwife.
Hold on.
Okay. Rat.
I know.
Rat.
You were born in the manger. The three wise men came.
You bastards.
Oh,
Fucking
shit,
hate
Robin's
them.
the Messiah. Look out.
Yes, just a very naughty boy. Not the Messiah. Judith.
So real quickly,
Judith.
Kim, your
what
middle
is it?
name, please.
Mother, this is Judith.
My middle name is Sue.
Sue.
Well, run around.
Yes, my dad. My dad named me because my mother wanted to call me Brandy Renee, and he thought it sounded like an alcoholic stripper.
Yeah.
So
It's cool.
Brandy Renee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But he went with the ultra simple 3 letters per name. Kim
Well,
Sue.
no, my actual name is Kimberly, but of course I'm not going to go around and make people say all that. So
Kimberly Sue Woods. Oh, I like it.
Yes.
But all the Kim Sue though, that's like a Asian dish for the record. Kim Sue. I will
Right.
have some Kim Sue,
Right.
please. My middle name is Paul, so Gregory Paul DeLacy. So
my
there you
uncle's
go.
name was Paul. So
We've covered all the important bits of
You
life.
bastards have middle names. Ah, yes, yeah. You white. That's white middle name privilege you have. It's fucking ridiculous. Like me, I'm repressed, oppressed. Yeah, somebody would call me Arthur, so my initials would be R-A-T, rat. That would be it, wouldn't it?
We could come up with RCT. Maybe that would work. RCT. What could possibly start with C that we might call Robin?
Now, as a young child in primary school, I did invent a name for me. I did have a middle name.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't like to be left out. Because there's bullies
Okay.
out there that go out to try and find people without middle names. Again, that's a
Right.
thing. So I wanted to be.
So what was the middle name you
It
came
was
up with?
Louis. I went like Robert Louis Stevenson, Robin Louis
God,
Tate.
you wanted to be punched.
Yeah, I know.
You wanted to be punched.
I know.
Child.
I've since.
That's a horrible middle name, Robin.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Robert Louis Stevenson,
No, we
that
can't.
worked, The problem is.
Stevenson.
Robert Louis Stevenson, the man who invented the steam train. It was cool. It was a book I was reading at the time. It was kind of cool. But it doesn't
This
work
is
with
why
Tate.
that
Tate.
kicked
It
off.
doesn't work with Tate.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
No.
No.
No, we will. But this is the new thing. We will come up with a middle name for you. We will give this plenty of good thought. It won't be all sarcasm, I promise. And I think we need to give Robin a name.
This is why Joshua and Charlie have double middle names. I'm making up for my loss.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Rob BTS. Bongo's middle name should be Slow Internet.
Yeah. Robin, slow
Robin
internet.
Slow Internet Tate. It does have
Sorry,
a little bit of
guys. I
charm.
don't know. Do you know
Yeah.
what? When we first installed this new thing here, it was working well for a month or so,
Right.
and all of a sudden it's just went to hell in a handbasket. I don't know. Maybe they're throttling me. Can you throttle
They
people?
could be.
Can they throttle 4G?
Maybe they've been seeing all of your political tweets.
That could be it too. Oh yeah. It's not over till it's over. Yeah. Okay. Just you wait.
All right.
4th of January. Hey, here we go.
There
Anyway,
we go.
all
All
right.
So we're done with Kim, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robin.
Let's talk about the
Talk to
best
me.
episode of The Mandalorian ever. Isn't it a shame they left it to the very last? Well, no spoilers, but I thought, apart from the dodgy CGI towards the end, I thought this was the best episode, the most gritty. You know, it was cool. It was, yeah.
I think the last 3 episodes really kind of all played well. They got back to because there was some grittiness in the previous episode as well. So I like where they took it. I think they've got it going, hopefully, in a good direction. Yeah, I want, like I've said before, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I want more Rogue One level storytelling. Get away from the traditional George Lucas family safe storytelling that it evolved into. I really like the potential for The Mandalorian for other spin-offs from this show as well. I won't go into any spoilers as well. I will say this: if you are watching The Mandalorian and you are at the season finale, watch all the way through the credits.
Yeah. And
Yep.
and if you have, especially for the credits and the very end scene, wear 3D glasses, okay? And let me know how you get on.
All right, Robin, what else? What else has been going on?
Okay, I got a new car the other week. My new car, which has been on order for 3.5 months, has arrived. It's nice. It's lovely. It has my leather seats. It's heated seats. It has my automatic gearbox again, which I love, and it has the floppy paddles on the steering wheel, so I can pretend I'm in Formula One. It has super duper Xeon headlights, and it's lovely. It's nice, and I'm glad to have it back. So it's nice to be back and no changing gears anymore. So that's lovely. I love that. I'm not getting an Xbox One X just at the moment because I can't get one. But I believe I'm getting a Oculus Quest.
Okay.
But it won't be here until the 29th of December. So, yeah. But that's something to
Now,
look forward
are
to
you
after
getting
Christmas. Quest
Just
2.
the regular Quest, or are you getting Quest 2?
Quest
Okay.
2. So I don't
Excellent.
know.
All right.
I don't know how that's going to go. There seems to be a lot of the community, and VG Hub seems to be getting these things.
Right.
Some of the stuff that they're showing on YouTube seems to be pretty good. I have to admit, I'm looking forward to more the video stuff. Walking through Chernobyl. I think there's a video you can immerse yourself in that stuff, and the space station. I'm looking forward to that sort of thing as well, even more so than gaming. I remember when I had the PlayStation version, it was it was okay. It made me a bit woozy after a while, so I'll be interested to see whether I keep this or not. But it's coming. I have to pick it up on the 29th of December. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. I had a fun day yesterday. It was Charlie's birthday. He's 15, and he was away flying yesterday. And we got him booked onto a plane. It was a Cessna, the slightly bigger Cessna, the same Cessna that about 20 years ago, a young guy who was about 19 landed this exact model in Red Square in Russia, in Moscow.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can't really remember what happened to him after that. I'm sure it didn't go down terribly well. I believe he flew in, it was an American guy, he flew in under the radar and managed to get there all the way to Red Square. But I was originally supposed to go in the plane with Charlie, and I was going to video it and do one of my, video things. But unfortunately, this thing that came from China stopped that, and it was only the pilot and Charlie. So part of me was I'm sad that I
you
missed
had to have
it.
some social distancing,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, so part of me was sad that I didn't get to go, but another part of me was, wow, what an experience for a just turned 15-year-old. And he handled himself really, really well. I think you've seen the photograph of him standing with the plane, about to get on. He's happy, you know, a 15-year-old smiling. You don't really see that often. But I think he had an absolute ball. He was up for an hour. It was a very windy day. We didn't think the flight was going to happen, and had an absolute ball with it. And I'm very proud of him. He wants to do more. He does do a lot of flight sim stuff, and I think he would love to fly a plane. Now, Judith put the photograph up on the Facebook, and it's funny, just as it happens, friends of ours who are in Aberdeen, in Scotland, they're pretty well to do. It's a girlfriend of Judith's who married into a guy that's in his whole family is in the oil industry. Yeah. And she's offered, she's very much involved with the club in Northern Ireland that we flew in and the Aberdeen club. And said, look, we've got some scholarships coming up to get his flying license. Would he be interested? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah! Because it's an expensive hobby. So, yeah, so if we that's
yes, it is.
The scholarship came, that would be pretty cool. So, yeah, that was really good. It was really, really, really fun. Okay, what else? That's it. Oh yeah, done a lot of video. Very, very, very busy. Work-wise, has been crazy busy, and just finished off last week. I don't know if you noticed on my LinkedIn, Greg, a couple of videos of the sites, new sites that went up. Been very, very intense. Some half a dozen new stores in the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I'm glad that's over. And I've done some video work for editing. I'm not supposed to. Well, I'm not asked to do this, but I do it for myself. Personally, I get a buzz out of it, but it doesn't do me any harm whatsoever. The clients like it, the head clients like it, my company likes it, and you know, it doesn't cost me much, just time. So yeah, so I'm glad. I'm looking forward to my break now. Tomorrow is about tidying up some quotes and paperwork and plans. I have an installation, small installation happening on Tuesday morning. I'll just check it, and that's me done until next year. I don't want to do another thing. I've done enough. Had enough. I was in the office on Friday, and they handed me some vouchers. Now, I'm working for this company 17 years.
Right.
And they give us a wee present at Christmas time, yeah? And it's usually vouchers, so they're tax-free. So they're, shopping vouchers. And there's a company here, like supermarket chain that sells clothes and hardware and groceries, called Dunn's Stores. And they're pretty big in the south of Ireland, in Mexico. And they've got some stores up here, but it's not in northern Mexico. We don't think about going shopping there. It's a southern big yeah. Anyway, every year I say, would you get me some vouchers for Northern Ireland, please, for the UK? Because the Dunn Stores, although we have them up here, the Dunn Stores vouchers that you give me, I can't spend them in northern Mexico. I have to go to southern Mexico to spend them. Oh yes, we'll do that next year.
Right.
I haven't spent all of last year's yet. I've still got about 200 quid of those left, and they just handed me another 500 quid of them on Friday.
So couldn't you just go down and do like a massive southern Mexico raid?
I went down on Monday, and Judith said, because the idea was Judith and I were going to go to one of these stores, but the Wu flu stopped it. So maybe we'll get to do it. I was on Monday and I bought some nice designer towels and I bought some rum, important, and other stuff like that there. So
I mean. You could buy a lot of tamales with 700 quid.
To be sure, tamales. I'm not being ungrateful, but it's a pain in the butt, Imagine those Irish tamales. So yeah, I got some Mexican vouchers. And finally, I mightn't be allowed to cross the border because those scummy English people are diseased. They're absolutely bug-ridden. Absolutely ridden with bugs. They have this new strain of COVID. That's the thing that came from China. It's a new strain, and it's lots of countries are banning the English from flying into their countries. Hour after hour, there's a news update. Denmark, France, Italy No English, no flights from England. It's not in Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. So we have to keep them out, keep them away. They're dirty. They need a bell in front of them. Like Phil Olsen, unclean. Richard Webster, unclean. Mark Wright, unclean. Ginger one, he's not clean anyway. Yeah. He's ginger. Just stay away. So yeah, a new strain on the main playing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to a break. I'm looking forward to not having to work. I'm looking forward to, I don't know. I go to work to get away from the kids. So now I've got about 2 weeks of the kids are going to be home all the time. Maybe I don't need a holiday at all.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, all that free time, babysitting. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Cheers. I'm gonna drink wine. I'm gonna drink rum. I'm gonna have fun. My in-laws are coming because they're in our bubble, and they're the only ones who can come to. So the turkey is now being bought. It's in the freezer for some reason. We got a turkey delivered today, and we'll do Christmas, and hopefully the kids will have good fun. So, what about you, Greg?
Well, I'll start a little bit. Well, we already covered The Mandalorian. So if you're not watching The Mandalorian and you like Star Wars, what are you doing? It's worth getting onto Disney Plus just for The Mandalorian and then jump off. I honestly don't find my Disney Plus subscription to be worth anything more than watching The Mandalorian. So we'll see. We'll see if that subscription continues. My guess is I'll be canceling it until something else comes out.
Mine through my cell phone plan, so.
Well, yeah, true. I do have it with my cell phone plan. I may just end up getting it.
Watch The Right Stuff. It's good.
Okay. All right. The Right Stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to have to sign up to HBO Max just because they're launching out the Wonder Woman movie is going to come out day and date on HBO Max. And I did like Wonder Woman and the movie too. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I also finished up the audiobook Mountain Man, Make Me King, which is the 5th book in the series. So really, really good zombie post-apocalyptic audiobook series. Highly recommend it. If you like that kind of thing, you want something that's a little bit different than the Walking Dead kind of spin, it's well worth listening to. And they have book 6 coming out, I believe, in March, supposedly. What? So I'm excited for that.
I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Whoa.
Book 6.
I'm done with it. I have them all. There's more? Have you listened to? There's a prequel as well. You've done the prequel? Yeah.
I did the prequel.
Oh, I didn't realize there's another one coming out. Who recommended that series to you?
Some fine girl out of Ireland, Robin.
Come on.
Recommended it.
You couldn't even give me that. You couldn't even give me that.
Yeah. No, Robin, you did. You absolutely recommended it. It is a fabulous book series. Really been enjoying it.
Yeah.
So but I'm switching back now to Expeditionary Force because the latest book came out in December.
Got it yesterday. Yeah.
And so I will be listening to that moving forward. So good stuff on the book front.
I just fancied I finished another one there just when you're on books. Another R.C. Bray, but this is a different. This is Dimension Space series. There's three in it, right? And it's R.C. Bray and Julia Whelan. So
okay.
R.C. Bray does most of the parts, but Julia Whelan does the main female character. And that's an interesting twist to too. There's 3 books. I just finished it today, and that was a good book too. It's about sort of interdimensional. The Hadron Collider in Switzerland goes a bit crazy, and that's other dimensions come into Earth. And anyway, it's good, very good.
Good stuff.
Stinking monkeys.
So just been finishing up work, just like you, Robin, Kim. I mean, well, Kim, your work is ongoing. Let's face it.
Yeah, there's no finishing.
Yeah. My work has been insane this whole past month. The month of November and December for my work, just like it is like the floodgates opened and everybody decided they needed to have work done. And so we've been just nonstop. And in fact, I literally, as of Friday, was trying to get a last minute deal put in place, which I will finalize tomorrow. So it's just been crazy. It's been nonstop. So that has actually kept me kind of away from social media channels. So I've been a lot more quiet of late, just because I haven't been checking WhatsApp until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But all of that happening, we also had some work done in our house. We actually changed out some flooring in our like laundry room area and our bathrooms, and it kind of matched up to what we did in our kitchen. So we get all this work done, and our contractor Chad, he's actually a friend of ours now on top of it all, but he lives just down the street from us, which makes for kind of a funny thing of we know when he's home, that kind of thing. So it was like Saturday, the night after he had finished his work up, and I noticed a fly in the house, and I was like, okay. And so I'm like giving Cindy a hard time. I'm like, why did you let the fly in the house? And she's like, I didn't. And I'm like, you did. Kind of one of those arguments, right? And so, I kill the fly, whatever. It was slow moving, not a big deal. And the next morning I come out and I noticed like 5 flies in the house. I'm like,
The Birds, the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And they're clustering kind of, they're all appearing in and around our guest bathroom where we just had the work done. And so I'm like, okay. And so, I'm going in there, I'm like looking underneath and looking at all the work he had done. And I noticed there's a little bit of wetness around the toilet seal. So I like call him up. I'm like, hey, Chad, well, I don't know what's going on, but, I noticed a little bit of wetness around the toilet seal. So we need to, get that redone. But also we're seeing a bunch of flies. So is it possible somehow there's some kind of opening or whatever left open? I'm like totally like just reaching. I know none of this makes sense, but the fact is we're getting these weird flies in the house, and they're larger black flies. They don't move that fast, and so they're easy enough to kill. But again, we keep seeing them, and Chad's like, I'll come over, and he thought we were bullshitting with him, because we actually needed to pay him still for his work, so he thought we were just trying to say, come over and get your money. So he comes over, I'm like, no, this is legitimate, Chad. We've got like this fly issue, and it's coming from the bathroom. What's going on? So he comes in, takes a look. He's
coming from
like,
your shorts.
He's like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, I don't know what to tell you, Greg. He's like, I'll reset the toilet because I do see there's a little bit of a leak. He's like, but this is not from what we did.
You dirty Englishman.
Might have. Yeah, he's like, you might have like a fly problem. I'm like, okay, this just doesn't make sense. But we literally, between that morning and through that course of the night, must have killed like 30 flies.
Wow.
So finally, I'm like looking around. I'm trying to figure out where the hell they might be coming from. And he was suggesting, he thought, well, maybe they're coming from the vents. And I'm like, I don't think they're coming from the vents. But then I'm like thinking about it. We had a set of can lights in the house that were the older type of can lights. They're not kind of fully sealed. They're not the new LED type. So they have the screw-in bulb, that kind of thing. But there are little gaps in those can lights that open up to the attic, if you will, where the wiring runs into them. And I'm like,
don't like where this is going.
I have a feeling flies might be coming from there. So I go up into the attic. And I'm looking around, and I see a bunch of flies, but they're just random. Like so on the insulation, they almost look like pepper flakes. Well, turns out they're the things called cluster flies. So cluster flies, they lay their eggs in the ground, and then the eggs hatch, and the larvae then embed themselves in earthworms, and then they hatch. They hatch from the earthworms, and then they seek warm, high spots. So they go up into attic spaces, or oftentimes in homes, they're your upper stairs. So that's what it was. And so what happens is they go up there, and they go there to hibernate.
Gentleman was not recognized.
However, when you start using your heater...
Gentleman was not recognized. Gentleman was not recognized.
Okay, moving on. That's gross. I don't want to know anymore.
No. As you
Gentleman
know,
was not recognized.
and the funny part is, I learned about this by watching a video of a pest control company out in England. But
dirty
so as
English.
you start,
dirty English.
the dirty English. So as you start to use your heater or your furnace and things warm up, it starts to wake the flies up, and then they will come out and crawl out, but they're still super lazy because they've been in hibernation, and so they're very easy to kill. They don't lay eggs anywhere in the house because they have to lay them in the ground, so they're just there hanging out. So needless to say, I have been playing the role of exterminator when it comes to the flies up in the attic. But what a crazy, like 24-hour period. And of course now my contractor makes fun of me every time he drives by. And yeah, as he should. But we've devised a plan. We actually ordered 100 plastic flies, and they're little plastic flies, and we're going to go dump them on his doorstep. Let's pay. I mean, he literally drove by, he and his wife pokes her head out of the car window as I'm saying, like, hey, how's it going? She's like, hey, do you need a fly swatter? We're going to the store now. I'm like,
Get some of them plastic fly strip hanging from the ceiling.
But yeah, so that was my crazy story. But yeah, so we changed out all the can lights subsequently. We now have they're all LED sealed can lights, so this can't happen again. But yeah, buster flies. Who would have thunk? All right, let's move on. Let's dive into some video games. Robin,
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser.
Kim, before we get into actual games, let's give a shout out to the chat.
Okay, we've got Hardly Dan and Rob VTS. So
Easy enough.
yeah. So thanks for stopping by. And they're all coming up with nicknames for Robin. So
That's good. We need to come up again, people. If you're listening to this post show, we will take suggestions, names, middle name for Robin Tate, because he doesn't have.
Hardly Dan suggested loads of money. Tate. So.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Loads of money.
So that's good. It's good that he's giving thought, but I think we need to come up with realistic names. So what would be a very posh, kind of stuck up, I have too much money kind of middle name? That's,
When did I ever do that?
Robin Waldsworth Tate. Maybe. Yeah. So this, again, let's give this some serious thought, people. Middle name for Robin Tate. No, we're not going to use cunt. I know it's tempting, but no, we're gonna come up with something a little more original. All right, games we've been playing. Let's talk about it. Kim, what have you been playing?
I've been playing more MLR because I haven't really had a lot of time to play, so I've stuck with what I've been doing because I want to finish it. So I fired it up here the other day, and then I fired it up again this morning, and I'm still plugging away at the main quest to go and finally beat the bad guy and see what my fate and destiny and how I ended up where I ended up and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah. I did have to lower the difficulty down a little bit because I had it on normal and I was doing really good. I think I've only died twice while I was on normal. But they had me going after these gigantic Jotun, which are like big giant troll looking things. And I kid you not, there was one part where there was like 12 of these guys, and on normal, holy cow. It's kind of difficult. I got tired of, I'd go through there and I'd beat half of them, and then something would happen and I'd have to start over. So then I'd have to go back and beat them again, and it was starting to get annoying. Oh, I know it was. The person that, it was a, not a companion quest, but, we have to lead somebody along. What the hell's the name of that? Anyway, she died twice, and I had to restart the quest to do it again, and that got old. So finally I knocked it down to easy just so I could go through there and beat all those guys without her dying. So that was not fun. That was a gamer rage moment for a little bit there because it's like, okay, I've got half of these guys dead, And then all of a sudden it pops up, the quest has failed. And I'm like, well, how'd the quest fail? And then I realize, oh, she's dead back there. Fuck. Okay. Time to do this again. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate those kind of quests. Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, well, they're worse when they're punishing. Like you have to go all the way back to the start.
Exactly.
I want developers, checkpoints. Give us at least a little bit. Sure, put me back a little ways, fine, but not all the way back to the start. So
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And sorry for being a little sidetracked. I was looking out my window and I was watching a cat stalking something. I was assuming I was going to be watching a murder in the front of my yard. It did not happen.
Right. I just figured maybe the flies were coming back to avenge their dead. So there was a big fly creature out there.
I do expect at some point just to see like the fly, the person, the fly come out like Mothman or something.
Exactly.
Okay, Robin, how do you want to do this? One of the things I wanted to ask you, you were highlighting some games on my list. Is there one you want me to start with first to make it easier for you?
I don't care.
Okay, well, let's start with FIFA 21. FIFA 21. I actually was playing FIFA. This was primarily because I wanted to get an achievement in FIFA to earn my stupid 1,000 points of rewards in the Xbox rewards thing. So it said you had to earn one achievement in FIFA 21. FIFA 21. They're the way EA now hands out achievements. It's very, very, very geared towards online, which look, I'm not a FIFA person. I was hoping for an easy one, like create a player. Boom. Get 10. Yeah. I assumed there was something like that. No, not at all. So, but I did play FIFA 21 and I will say this, that game looks great. And in comparing it to Madden 21, I have to say that game looks really good. Madden 21, I was pretty disappointed with some of the visuals of the cutscenes. FIFA 21 looks like they really spent the time and did some good next-gen upgrades to this game. So I was quite pleased with that. I actually did enjoy my tutorial playthrough that I did for FIFA 21. They have you play that, the opening soccer match type thing when you first fire up the game. It all plays super smooth. I don't know what the hell I'm doing other than, I kind of get the basics of playing football. But I'm not going to win matches that I know. But anyway, so FIFA 21 looks great. I'm sure if you were a big FIFA fan, you will want to check this out on next-gen systems because they have like cool hair physics in there now. So it looks all great. Yeah, FIFA 21. Who would have thunk? Robin, Alien Isolation, you continue to punishment. The punishment. Are you going to finish this game? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I'm working my way slowly through it. Hopefully now that the crazy season is finished, I'll get a bit more time to play some stuff over the next wee while. But yeah, I'm playing away with it. It is creepy. It's Alan Wake creepy, not creepy, creepy. But it's good. I hear it's very long, but yeah, I'm in it for the long. I'll do some long stuff here, but yeah,
okay.
It's not about me this week. It's all about you, Greg. I want to hear about you.
That's what I've heard.
Do you want to do it? The Cyber? What do you want to do? Gears? What do you want to do?
Let's save Cyberpunk for the last one. We'll do Gears Tactics next. How's that? So Gears Tactics.
Pretty darn awesome.
I fired this up actually because I had to. I was going to play Gears 5. Because I wanted to check out Gears 5, but then I realized I needed to do an update because I hadn't transferred it into the internal drive, so that didn't have the next-gen update. So Gears Tactics, I fired that up. I had played this on PC before, so it wasn't like it was brand new to me, but I will say the visual upgrades I got playing on the console versus playing on my PC, because before I was just playing it at 1080p. Here it was in 4K. They've done a lot with some of the visuals as well. They've refined some things on top of that in terms of the control schemes. I still really love Gears Tactics. It is a great tactical turn-based game. If you like those kind of games, Gears Tactics is well worth checking it out. So it is different, though. It's not the same kind of squad management you get with, say, a XCOM. So it's more just about your squad. You don't have to worry about your base. You're not managing all of those systems. So it's a little more straightforward and easy from that respect. But it's a good story. There's good cutscenes within it, and it plays great. Looks fantastic on the next-gen system. So, big thumbs up for me for Gears Tactics, which shouldn't be all that shocking, I think, for most people, if they know me.
So it is a what do you call it?
XCOM-like
turn-based thing. Yeah.
Yes, it is a turn-based tactics game. Again, good cutscenes, story. It's a very story-driven game.
Great. It does look good.
Yeah, it is. It is good, and the nice thing is the pacing of the turn-based stuff. It is a little bit different than your XCOMs. It still feels like it has that kind of meatiness, if you will, of the Gears gameplay. So, you're still able to do, the takedowns with the chainsaws, that kind of thing. But obviously from a turn-based perspective.
So did you buy this, Greg?
No, this is all part of Game Pass.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yes. In fact, this and Gears 5 are all part of Game Pass. In fact, so Gears Tactics was my segue to go into the and I'm looking on here, Super Smooth, not Greg's nickname. Thanks for that, Kim. I'm going into Gears 5 Hivebuster because the DLC came out this past week, and I originally wasn't super excited for it because I had heard about the co-op mode, the Hivebuster co-op mode, and I was just like, okay. It was a multiplayer experience where you basically had to race out of, going into a hive. But the Hivebusters is actually DLC. It's single-player campaign DLC. So you don't have to play it co-op. You can play it single-player. You will have two AI companions with you. It's really good. I mean, really good. The story's good.
Can you play it with
visually?
You can play it with others, yeah.
Yeah, you can play it with up to 3 people can play in co-op total.
So who are you gonna call to play Hivebusters?
The Ghostbusters, clearly.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
But I could call upon Robin. I could call upon Kim, possibly Mark. I will just say the next gen upgrade for this game is fantastic. It has ray tracing in it. It is super smooth, 60 frames. The 4K visuals are all there. This is a showcase game for the console. And while Gears 5 isn't new, the Hivebuster DLC campaign is new. And it was a really unexpected treat. I totally forgot there was supposed to be DLC coming for this, and was even more shocked that it was not multiplayer oriented, that it was single player game. And I've been going through it, absolutely enjoying it. My understanding is it's not super long. I want to say anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, depending upon difficulty, to get through it. But it's a welcome treat. I've been just digging it, and this is like I said, it's a showcase piece for your console for sure. I'm sure it looks great on Xbox One X as well. I don't know about the original consoles, but you'll have some good kind of visuals from this. And I will say there's one point in this game, it absolutely, like, I think the developers were thinking, okay, how could we do this? And then there's rides that you go on at amusement parks. Usually they're water rides where you're kind of in like a raft, if you will, that you kind of spin, and you're going down kind of a long canal. So we've all experienced those kind of rides. There's a moment in this game, 100% I'm sure, is inspired by those rides. And it will make more sense once you play it. I don't want to spoil anything any further than that, but I just laughed a little bit. I was like, somebody was at Disneyland. So Gears 5 Hive.
It looks gorgeous. It looks like a beautifully rendered piece of work.
Yeah, it was funny because I found out it had ray tracing. I I had assumed it did, but I wasn't positive. But then I was in the game, and there's a lot of metal area within the game that's more polished, and you'll see your reflections within the metal happening real time with you. So things like that just make just that little bit of difference of, you know, kind of giving it some realism. But anyway, so Gears 5. Awesome. Cool. Now, Robin, should we talk about Spider-Man?
No.
No?
No.
You don't want to talk about Spider-Man?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Let's talk about Cyberpunk then.
Yes, I want to hear about it.
Okay. So there's been a lot of controversy over Cyberpunk, obviously. We're going to talk about that in the news section. But I got to say, on the next-gen consoles, it's worth playing. Even though you're still playing kind of a console version of the game, they have a higher frame rate. It's not visually, it looks better. The game plays fine on consoles for the PS5 and the Series X.
Okay.
I'm assuming Series S as well. I don't know kind of where it falls in the spectrum, but I would say on last-gen consoles, on the One X, it's probably okay enough to play. On the PS4, the Xbox One, I 100% would say pass. And that's just because of what I've seen and what I've heard about kind of the game's state currently. They may get it to a point where it's fine, but I would say you're better off holding off for those consoles. If you have the One X, you can probably play this and be happy. If you have a PS4 Pro, possibly as well. I don't know. I actually don't know the state of that version. But any of the base consoles, I would say no. Don't put your money for this. Wait. Either wait for them to patch it majorly, or just wait altogether until you get a next gen console, because it's a taxing game. Those consoles just are not built to handle this. But that being said, Cyberpunk on Series X, it's good. So the game itself, it's interesting. When you're creating your character, we've had a lot of fun talking about this in our WhatsApp chat. There are, you select your gender, and then they reveal your gender to you, and then there's attributes that you can make smaller or larger. That goes for all individuals. But you do create your backstory, and your backstory is kind of an interesting aspect to this game, because there's three choices. There's a nomad, a street kid, and a corporate background. And this starts the game off three different ways for you. So depending upon the background that you choose, then you will basically start in a different spot of the game. Not a spot of the game, I should say. Your intro will be different. I do believe, I don't know for sure because I haven't tried it out yet, but I believe even though you start off in three different kind of spots and you have these different backgrounds, and it feels very different from one another, eventually it funnels you into the same pathway. And so eventually I believe you all get onto the same kind of path. And then from there you go into the world and you're developing your character. It's good. It's an RPG, but it's an RPG in kind of like Fallout, in that you'll have conversations with characters, you have choices to make, but the choices don't feel as truly consequential for me, at least so far within the voice trees. They're good. I don't hate the writing at all. I think it's been pretty good. Sometimes a little cheesy. I did hear one game journalist was taking a shot at one of the moments of the game where one of the characters you interact with, his name's Jackie, he's eating some noodles, and the character V makes the comment to Jackie, oh, I see you're eating noodles. Isn't that a bit, I think she says something like, isn't that a bit, out of the norm for you? Or kind of like an upscale of choice of food. And she was like, oh, it's just bad writing. And I'm like, no, actually, it was totally fine. When I heard that, I thought instantly she was being a bit sarcastic towards Jackie and commenting on, his choice was, noodles, which is pretty mundane. But anyway, so I like the writing. I like the interaction of the world so far. There's going to be a lot of choices to be made in terms of how you build your character out. In terms of difficulty, if you just go normal, I think you're going to feel pretty overpowered for most of the game. You're not going to feel that your upgrades necessarily help you all that much. You're going to feel like you don't really run out of ammo all that often. And so it really is a opportunity for you just to kind of experience the story of the game without too much consequence. Once you go into hard difficulty, that really does up the ante a little bit, and you will need to worry about resources. You're going to have to worry about your ammo counts. You're going to have to worry about your upgrades, your cybernetic upgrades, that kind of thing. So hacking will come more to play. And so I think it just bottles down to what kind of experience do you want. If you want the easy route, go normal. You don't even probably have to go easy. Just go normal. That will be a hard enough difficulty to just make you feel powerful enough.
Okay, so elephant in the room then, because I can't even consider with Ken because I don't have a new console or a big hefty PC. I can't even consider thinking about getting this at the moment until my new consoles arrive. The pedigree again is sort of crossing over to your news, but it doesn't really matter. It is now. CD Projekt Red. Last week I had said, like, you know what? We know their pedigree, their caliber. You know, they will get this together, but it does seem really bad. You know, would they have been better off saying that this is next gen only? With how did they miss this? How did they miss it? Was so bad on PS4 and Xbox One. How did they miss it so badly?
So I've heard a lot of thoughts about this, and so look, CD Projekt Red knew the state of the current gen. You know, and I say current gen, I'm talking Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
not Xbox One X, not PS4 Pro, the base consoles. They knew the state of that. They knew it was rough. They chose to show only PC footage of the game for the longest time because that was the best running state game. And they finally showed Series X, I don't know, November timeframe, I think, somewhere in there, maybe late October. And that was good enough. It looked good, you know, and so I think that gave everybody kind of confidence that, okay, the game's going to be fine, because we've seen other companies do similar things like this. They don't show the base console. They show the Xbox One X version of a game. And, you know, we kind of just all assume that the base consoles are in a good enough state. That was not the case for this game. It's pretty clear they knew the state of this game. They released it out. I think, you know, kind of twofold on why this has blown up the way it's blown up. One, they made a big deal talking about how much money they made off pre-orders, and then, you know, having the game released in the state it did just pretty much pissed everybody off.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it just was a super high-profile game, and for it to come out in as rough shape as it was for consoles, just we haven't seen that happen in a really long time. So I think that's you know, a big part of where this all kind of blew up and just went sideways.
For me, the worst about it is nobody would have blamed them if they had said, "Wu flu, Chinese virus. Look, we don't have the same amount of staff on here. We need more time to get this refined. We're going to put this back until end of February, and then more people will have the bigger consoles and blah 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 blah." I mean, nobody would have thought badly of them, or nobody worth any salt would have been thought any more badly of them. You know, it was a perfect opportunity to say, hold on, put the brakes on.
Yeah, they painted themselves into a corner on this one, though. They had delayed it out a third time, and then in the delaying of the third time, they had said it's going to come out on December 10th, and there won't be any more delays. And so
I know, I get it, but it could be spun. This year of all years is the year you could have spun it. I know we said but we have had so many people down with this. It's not, you know, our process is buggered, you know, so yeah, it was their fault.
Yeah,
Stupid.
It was definitely their fault. but Sony and Microsoft also can take some blame on this a little bit. That we talk about the certification processes that happen with these companies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So sometimes what they say, and this is again kind of pulling from another podcast that was talking about this, but the certification process, in a sense, can kind of be done on the promise of, a fix. So the game might be going through certification, and they're like, "Hey, we know these parts are broken, but we're working on it right now." And given our track record, kind of they get the good faith nod of saying, we'll get it there, get it to the point that it'll be fine. And so they're allowed to pass certification, even though it didn't necessarily meet all of the normal standards. So the thought is that happened for both Sony and Microsoft with this game. And obviously, it's such a high-profile game. I'm sure both of those companies are like, oh, let's get it on the system. It's going to be a great holiday seller. Money is 100% behind all of this. So, that's what pushed this through, was the promise of a big payday. And it happened, but then, of course, the blowback happened. Now, we might as well jump into the news section since we're talking about this, as you mentioned, Robin. So,
here is the fucking news.
So we have the current gen console versions just absolutely broken. They're right around 15 frames per second. They're buggy. It's just a bad experience. And so Sony, and here's the interesting thing, or maybe it's interesting or not interesting, but Microsoft has the marketing deal on this game. So this is a bigger deal for Microsoft than it is for Sony. But Sony decided they were going to put up a message and offer up full store refunds to anybody who wanted one. And then they also pulled the game from their store. So you can no longer buy Cyberpunk digitally off the Sony store. Smooth. Microsoft has posted a message basically saying anybody who wants a refund can get one. They also have a warning message in the digital store, but they have not pulled the game. You can still buy the game for Xbox One, One X, or Series X.
You mean it's exclusive to Xbox One?
Pretty much.
Wow!
This became a de facto exclusivity. Possibly not the one Microsoft wanted it to be, the way it played out. But for now, it is not on the Sony store. And they're offering up full refunds to anybody who wants one. Microsoft offering up full refunds to anybody who wants it as well. But they do still have the game up on the store, but they have posted a warning message about, I guess basically lesser, console iterations being, not ideal. So this is a mess. It is a hot mess for CD Projekt Red. I feel horrible for the devs because I don't think the devs really had a lot of say in this. I think this was really driven by the top of the food chain, if you will, at CD Projekt Red. And pushing this out, and again, I just wonder if the thought was, the new gen versions run great. If we want them out there with the new console launch. And of course it runs great on PC. That's the other aspect to this is it really does run well on PC. Everybody who's been playing it on PC really has not had, they have some bugs in there, but they're not having the performance issues that you're seeing on console. So, yeah. I don't know what to say other than I've been enjoying my time with it. I am kind of curious to know when the next gen patch is going to come out to actually upgrade it to Series X and PS5. So if you do have the PlayStation version, even though they're not selling it anymore in the store, of course, you're still getting updates. And we've already seen 2 updates roll out. So they had a patch 1.04 that rolled out earlier last week or mid last week. And then they just rolled out patch 1.05. And then they said that there will be a major patch coming in January and a major patch coming in February. And I hate you all. I see the chat. Yeah. Lord of the Flies. Yes, for those not, if you're listening to this audio-wise, I have been given the nickname from Kim of Greg, Lord of the Flies.
Well, that's not the only thing you should. You never mind.
I know. I've seen it. Yeah, I've been paying attention. All right. Robin, I've got some bad news for you, Robin. Come December 2021, you will no longer be able to play Halo on the Xbox 360 games. Versions of the game. Yeah, Microsoft announced they are going to be shutting down the 360 Halo games, the multiplayer at least. So the interesting thing is it won't affect the Master Chief Collection, but it will affect the Halo. So where is it? It is going to affect the backwards compatible versions of the game will get affected. So basically you have to play it now through either Master Chief Collection or Halo Wars Definitive Edition, but anything 360 related that's just a 360 game is no longer going to have multiplayer moving forward. That's the crux of it all. So get in while you can. And then last little piece of news is that Control will get a next-gen upgrade come February. So if you bought Control Unlimited Edition for PS4 or Xbox One, you should get the PS5 or Xbox Series patch for free. It'll be interesting to see if it's still available on Game Pass come February. I would assume it would be, and I would assume you would get the series, the next-gen upgrade for free as well, but maybe not. We'll have to see how that plays out. They said that the digital editions will get their patch on February 2nd. Box copies will then hit store shelves on March 2nd. So they're going to release a boxed version of this as well, so you can buy a upgraded version of Control if you want a disc version. And so the upgraded version will basically offer two modes, which has kind of become the norm. I think we saw with the mid-gen refresh as well as a performance mode and a graphics mode. The performance mode will keep things at 60 frames per second, and then the latter will offer up ray tracing and a locked 30 frames per second. So, again,
The Witcher had that. They had
Yep.
that you could pick between the performance mode and the graphics mode, which I didn't realize was such a big thing until I got a 4K TV, and holy shit. So
yeah, I
Exactly.
I definitely opt for, I think, the visual fidelity. I don't really care about the frames per second so much, so I like seeing the bells and whistles. I like seeing the ray tracing. By the way, Cyberpunk has the same setting on the Series X. Ironically, it does not have it for the PS5, so there's only performance mode in the PS5, but on the Series X you can go performance or graphical. So anyway, that's the news. That's it. I think we can transition smoothly. Kim, talk to me about all the games we're getting this week.
All right. Well, hold on to your hats. It's a hell of a list, let me tell you. Alrighty, your new releases for December 20th through December 26th are Override 2, Super Mecha League for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, Switch, and PC. That's on December 22nd. And then we have Super Meat Boy Forever for the Switch and PC, also on December 23rd. And those are your new releases. Can you tell it's the end of the year? Because
Yeah.
Nothing.
You can. Yeah.
I mean, they had a whole list of games that might come out, but nobody knows when, so...
Right. Yeah. All
I
right.
figured,
Robin.
Yeah.
You rat bastard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Victory Achieved. What's going on there? What's the dealio?
Well, you know what? It is this thing that people have got lots of money this year. You know, we've given away lots of money this year to people that entered this competition, and that's nice, isn't it? And yeah, we're going to be giving some more money next week because That's what's going to happen. And this week, people finished games, they took selfies, and they sent a tweet of the @OC_podcast with a hashtag victory achieved, and they're entered into a draw. And people that finished games this week were...
We are just on pins and needles, Robin.
I can't hardly hold my excitement.
On your
Yes.
6, Jason finished Jedi Fallen Order. Parkwood finished a very loose finish, a very loose victory achieved. The DLC for Gears 5, Ghostbusters, Hivebusters, and there was more, but I'm not prepared.
So what we're seeing right now is Robin didn't do his homework. Robin
Right.
didn't get all the names ahead of time.
I did.
And he's trying to
For
read
the
this off
first-
real time.
For the first week ever, I didn't have my sheet filled in. So I'm very sorry. Yes. Dave 3 O'Malley, he finished Call of Duty Black Ops, the Cold War. He really enjoyed. He said it was a pretty good single player game. I don't think he's into the multiplayer, so that's pretty good for him to do that. So well done, guys. Absolutely excellent for you guys doing that. That's COVID. I'm dying.
COVID.
I may not be here next week. So well done, everybody. Now we have to play another bit of like victory achieved music, isn't it? Isn't that what it's called? Victory achieved music, and it's Greg, and it's like Greg killing flies.
You all have a victory is achieved. Victory is achieved. You have one. A victory is achieved.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed you weren't able to find a fly sound to tack onto the end of that.
Right?
No, I've got the review of the Fly movie with Jeff Goldblum on at the moment. That's pretty good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That is good. That was a great movie, by the way.
No,
Loved
it wasn't.
That movie. It was
That was
disgusting.
really, creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get Greg pregnant? Come in his shoes and let the flies carry it up. Yeah. Okay. dear.
Dear Lord. All right, children. We are at that
Wow.
time. Yes.
It's
It is
Christmas.
end of the
It's
show.
Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Christmas. Yes.
Excuse me.
Look,
Sorry.
if you are listening to this, thank you. We appreciate
Right.
you. We're here every Sunday, so come on back. We'll have more Tales of Flies, more Tales of Spiders even. Who knows? You could join us every week on the Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. in the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast. And if you're out in the Central time zone, we're sorry. And you can join us at 3 p.m. We're on Facebook. We are on Twitter. So check us out. You can find us at OC_podcast on Twitter. Facebook, it's fb.ocpod.com. And give us some love. Give us a review. Give us a shout out.
Don't forget
Be part of the community. That's ultimately the. I'm sorry. Are you kidding?
It's my middle name.
Clipped?
Don't forget my middle name.
You okay there, Robin?
All right.
Well, yes.
yes.
We do ask that we continue to search for Robin's middle name. It was lost at birth, and so we need to find it and bring it back home. So there we go. Let's see, Kim, why don't you start with the shout-outs?
Alrighty, I'm going to shout out Rob VTS and Hardly Dan for joining us in the chat box. I'm going to shout out the other names on the list that didn't, but I guess they're listening to us, or however this all works. Casino, thanks, Commander Root, Good Elgin, and Sad Girl. So thanks for that. Shout out to you guys. It's always fun, whether it's Greg's got flies or apparently Robin has no middle name, or whatever it is. It's all fun.
What a crazy podcast.
It really is, and I never knew somebody didn't have a middle name. I always assumed everyone had a middle name. Huh? Goes what I know. Anyway, everybody have a good week. Christmas is coming up, so hopefully everybody has a good Christmas. If I don't, talk to you before then, I'm sure I'll run into you on social media somewhere. So, anyway, yeah, have a good week and Merry Christmas. How are you there, Robin, with no middle name Tate?
Yeah. The search for Robin's middle name. Yeah, that's good. I like
That's
that.
the episode title, by
That's
the way.
it. The search for Robin's middle name. The one without Robin's middle name. Yeah, do you know what? It's Christmas is coming. And it is a weird Christmas for all of us.
Breathing hard.
Be sensible. Don't kill your elderly or frail people, please, because you're trying to prove some sort of point. Yeah, do that somewhere else. So be safe and have a good Christmas time. Try to be as upbeat as possible. Think of people that are less fortunate than ourselves that we can do this sort of thing. We are very, very blessed and very, very lucky that we can have this time to podcast and commune with you guys out there. We love doing this. So anyway, I will say one final thing, that as you know, I foster. We're fostering now for 14, 15 years. If you're ever interested in fostering, because at this time of year, the referrals for kids that need homes has went through the roof. It's terrifying. Kids are being turfed out in the streets. They're like, you know the way you get the thing about people getting dogs for Christmas and they last for a day or two? Well, with kids, parents can't buy them presents, so they'll get rid of them anyway. So, yeah. So if you're ever interested about fostering and what it is, whether US or in the UK, quietly drop me a line and I'll have a chat. You don't need to be married. You can be single. You don't need to be gay like him. You could be anything you want to be. So, yeah. Happy Christmas, everybody. The show, hopefully it'll be a show on next week. And it'll be lots and lots of fun. Because it'll be a fun Christmassy show if it's going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a few beers and a laugh. So, yeah. Take us home, Greg. Happy Christmas, one and all. God bless us all. And every time an angel rings, bells fall out of the sky. Something like that. Okay?
Yeah. All right, listen up, you pajama jobber. Again, love that pajama jobber. I just want to continue this. It should be, everybody should use this term.
Gentlemen, not recognized.
I want to thank the two of you for making the podcast. It has been a slice of heaven. Not really, but fun as always. Yes. Yeah, I know. Yes. Robin, you know, now that we're seeking your middle name, you are the man with no middle name. It's kind of like, if you think about it, Game of Thrones, the man with no face.
Hey,
there you go.
If it's a good enough middle name, I may officially take it on. Okay, this may be a thing.
That's why I'm going to give it some serious thought. I'm going to come up with some good recommends. We're going to put this out to the internet. This is going to be big. It's going to be a massive worldwide search. Help us find Robin's middle name.
Wow, what an honor! What an honor to be able to name me. Yeah. You'll have a little plaque. If you name me, we'll get you a plaque.
Yeah, we should get you a plaque. Yes.
This is the prime name Robin.
I named Robin Blank Tate. Hey, I want to shout out Phil for not even responding to us and just basically saying, fuck off, I can't make the show. I want to shout out Pete for being honest and saying he just really didn't want to be on the show.
Ginger bastard.
You know, he at least had some honesty there. Yeah. Ginger. And then Mark, who absolutely lied to all of us.
I'm going shopping.
Yeah. He's been playing with his Xbox constantly. He's been texting me through WhatsApp, asking me about different things. So there's no shopping for Christmas happening. Mark is just sitting there playing with his Xbox right now.
He's turned into the man. He really has. He's turned into the man.
Yeah.
This job has went to his head.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%.
No longer matter.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. All right. Thanks, everyone. Go forward. Have a fantastic New Year's, Christmas time. 2021 cannot get here soon enough. It's right around the corner. So let's enjoy these last few days. Be kind. Go out. maybe adopt not just a kid, but adopt a grandparent. That's actually something I forgot to talk about. We adopted 2 grandparents to give them some lovely gifts for Christmas so they can feel good about themselves during their lonely time.
Do the dishes for you or
homes.
something? Or
it's
what?
tough on grandparents right now.
Do they do the dishes? Or
Well, yeah, we're going to make them do some chores. They're not getting everything for free, but...
Yep.
Yeah.
The slave trade's still in
I'm
America.
going to send them up in the attic and kill flies. And on that note, we're done, Robin. Play some funky music.
Hello, my fellow podcast family.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go out of here. Intro.
It's
outro.
just straight up Mr. Rapato. I swear to God.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.